Hey guys, how is it going? I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I'm just gonna sit and have a little chill break for today. I got my favorite one this time, peach mango. So I wanted to do an update because if you didn't notice, this lovely little cute bracelet, I don't know if there's important information on it, so maybe I'll just turn it that way. I don't know if you noticed this lovely little cute bracelet with my name on it, but I am having another cyst surgery in 2 days to be exact. My surgery is October 13th, Friday the 13th, which I'm taking as a good sign. There are no bad signs here. I also have a very strong feeling that this is going to be the last time that I go through this. So I'm holding on to that manifestation. In December of last year, I started feeling like a pressure kind of in my lower abdomen area, which is a sign of a cyst. And so I requested an ultrasound, and the ultrasound came back showing that I had a very small cyst that was apparently normal size, and they were expecting it to reabsorb. And then in the summer, I noticed that I had a hard spot in my lower abdomen again, which is what happened last time. Not nearly as big this time, not nearly as bloated feeling, but I knew what it was. So I went for another ultrasound, and then a week later I was called in to my gyno's office and I was booked for surgery. And I'm having the same struggles where I have to fight for myself because apparently women's health is not something that the medical field really cares about or studies. So irritating to me. I've had 2 encounters that have made me question what on earth doctors do for us. That's very dramatic. I obviously believe in modern medicine and doctors, and whatever, you guys know what I'm trying to say. I'm just exhausted at this point. One of the encounters was being told that I either go back on birth control or I just stay pregnant for the rest of my life. So that's, you know, a viable option. And the other encounter was that the the pre-op phone call that I had with the hospital told me that I can take my prescription medication, which is just one. I take antidepressants, but I'm not allowed to take any of my natural supplements. Natural is in like literally turmeric. I take a turmeric supplement. It is a root that you can eat in food, but I just choose to take a supplement because I hate the way it tastes. I had to stop that. I had to stop cod liver oil. I'm not allowed to do any castor oil packs. So I've also been having the worst period of my life, just to be honest, this week. Which, yeah, surgery on my ovaries on Friday, and I got my period on Monday. So it's just been frustrating because I've seen things work for myself in the past year. I've worked with a nutritionist, which again, if you watched my last video, I'm pretty sure I went over that in it, I think. But I've worked with a nutritionist last year who's also a practitioner, so I think that's kind of like a naturopath, but I could be wrong. I don't know the exact definition of a practitioner, but I do know that she can order tests, and I do know that she is the only person that has offered to run tests to see what the heck is going on in my body. So I'm hoping that before this video comes out, I can like get the test results back and everything and let you guys know. Sorry. I'm trying to do like office and commuter work at the same time. There is obviously something not working in my body. And not only do I know this from the fact that I'm growing enormous cysts inside my ovaries, by the way, like my right ovary might be too damaged and they might just take it out, because that was something that was possibly going to happen last year and now it's even more damaged. But yeah, anyway, we know there's an issue from the cysts, and we also know there's an issue because for the past like 15 years, I haven't eaten properly. I also developed random allergies in like my late teens. I think I was 17 when I first started getting really sick and I could barely eat anything, and I ended up doing a blood test, which legitimately saved my life, but it showed that I was allergic to pork. I had a very severe intolerance to beef. I couldn't eat like beans, and peppers bothered me, and chamomile. Like, there was a huge list of things that made me sick that I had to stop eating. And so from there on, I kind of just became a vegetarian. I wasn't nourishing my body properly. I was having upset stomach all the time. My doctor told me that I had IBS, which is like the hot girl syndrome or whatever the hell that is right now, where a doctor doesn't know and they don't want to do the test, so they just tell you that you have IBS and you can't really eat anything. So there are clearly issues going on in my body, and even though my doctors tell me that there's no reason why cysts occur, nobody knows the answer, you can't do anything about them, surgery is the only thing, I don't believe that. I don't believe it from the research I've done, from the natural remedies that I've been trying that have helped with so many things. I can eat pork now. I had ham twice last week. I haven't been able to eat pork for 10 years. So there's just like little things that are proving to me that that is not true. And I am determined to do absolutely everything in my power to heal my body without suppressing and putting a band-aid on the problems like they want me to do. I'm leaning on the table, so I'm pretty sure it's probably moving a little bit. I'm sorry if that's irritating. So their answer is birth control. Don't treat the cause, just stop the symptoms and let's not think about it. But like, I think that that's gonna cause more issues, because what happens if I decide I wanna have kids? Like, I actually have really bad side effects from birth control, so I haven't even touched on that. Like, there is a reason why I don't want to go on it. I'm determined that that is not the only answer. And so I reached out to the nutritionist that I worked with last year. Her name is Nikki. She has the power to submit lab testing for me. There's a few tests that she can order for me to do. And so I reached out and I talked to her about it. And I decided to work with her again because my health is really the most important thing to me. I've learned that the hard way. And I need to do whatever it takes to fix this. Obviously, I can't be having surgery every single year. That's unrealistic. And also, I don't want to. So I really need to fix this. And I think that I can. So the first test that we're doing is called HTMA. It is a hair tissue mineral analysis, I'm pretty sure. So from what I understand, it's going to look at all the minerals in my body, because that plays a huge part in women's hormones. And from the research I've done and the knowledge that I've accumulated over the past year, I'm pretty sure that I'm estrogen dominant. I have too much estrogen in my body. It's causing me to not ovulate properly, and so I'm growing these cysts. If you look up the symptoms for estrogen dominance, I have 9 out of 10. I have almost every single symptom that there is for estrogen dominance. So even without having the test come back, I'm positive that's what it is. So that's gonna tell me what's out of whack with my minerals. And then I did another lab test that I'm not gonna go into detail with, but it has been sent, and it is sent like overnight. So I'm hoping that we have it next week. And it is going to let me know what's going on within my digestive system, because that is also a huge part of women's health and women's hormones. And like I've explained, I know for a fact that my digestive system has not been doing well for a very long time. So I strongly feel like it's gonna tell us exactly what the problem is, and then Nikki has the power to help me fix it. Anyway, I feel like I could ramble on about this for a long time, so I'm just gonna cut it here. I did my blood test yesterday. Look at that nice bruise right there. It actually didn't really hurt when she did it, but holy frig, it was sore last night. My like veins were throbbing, and I've never had that happen before. Like I said, I got my little wristband to wear, which is really annoying. It's plastic, so when I get like sweaty or kind of wet, it like adheres to my skin. It is supposed to be a laparoscopy this time, so they won't have to cut me across And I think that's gonna make the recovery a lot easier, and I think I'm gonna heal a lot faster because it was a rough recovery last time. But like I said, this is the last time that I'm doing this. I'm putting it out into the universe now. I am going to believe it wholeheartedly, and I'm going to manifest it. That from here on out, I'm going to fix all of the problems in my body, and I will not be sitting here in a year making this video again. Okay, I just got home. Tomorrow is my surgery, and I'm feeling hella accomplished today because I think I have everything done. But I'm feeling really good, and I think that this time around is going to go way, way better. Yesterday after I got the time, I was feeling really nervous, but now I have such a good feeling, and in the weirdest way, I'm almost excited to go through, get it over with, and then see the difference in my body, because this past year I've really been working on my health. Like, I've been eating full balanced meals, lots of protein. I've noticed other changes in my body, which I just talked about earlier. I wanted to do my running around. I got all my orders done last night. I dropped the parcels off today. I went grocery shopping. I went and got Tylenol and pads because I needed that last time, and my mom had to go get them for me. But yeah, I'm feeling super good today. I just got back from the garden, although the garden isn't really a garden anymore because it's done. But I am working on a compost, which sounds so boring and gross, but I am also so pumped for that. Almost as excited for the compost as I am for the garden itself next year. So I wanted to get it turned over, but I also wanted to get outside today. So that was kind of a big priority, was to get some fresh air today. So yeah, I'm going to put on some comfy clothes and a podcast, and I'm gonna do some cleaning and wait for Joel to get home, and then hopefully we can hang out for a bit. Really hoping I get a good night's sleep tonight because I have to get up at like 6 a.m., which is just bleh. But yeah, the next time you see me, I will be heading to the hospital. Okay, I just showered quick. I'm like slightly running late now because I couldn't get my top cartilage piercings out, so I had to go find a pair of pliers. And I'm just taking off my toenail polish. I already took off my fingernail polish. I'm not allowed to eat anything today, well, until I'm done. I guess if I'm like rushing, then I'm not sitting and thinking about everything, so it's really not so bad. I'm leaving at 7, and I got like 5 minutes, but this is the last thing that I have to do. I think I'm a tiny bit nervous again now. Like, I'm still excited and like more so anxious for it to be over with. I just want to be back home, sitting on the couch, relaxing. Okay, I'm almost done. 2 toes left. I will see you guys when I get back. It's done, and I'm home, and it went well. It was a laparoscopy this time, so to be honest, my throat is more sore than the actual incisions. But there is some bad news. I have to do it again because my right ovary and right fallopian tube have to come out. Not only are they super damaged, probably just from this whole issue like last year and now, they're also full of cysts. And the second bad news is that I now have endometriosis, which I need to do some research on that because I'm not really understanding how that could happen so suddenly. I'm fine with it also. Endometriosis usually means infertility, so when the surgeon, gyno surgeon, was telling me, the nurses kept asking me if I was okay. I'm fine. I'm more so upset that I have to have surgery again. I'm still loopy, and I felt very nauseous after the anesthesia, which I don't think happened last time. Like, I was probably an hour late being picked up because I got up to get dressed and my body said, absolutely not, bish. I'm still feeling really positive about everything. If anything, I'm glad that I finally have some kind of diagnosis, because I was getting so frustrated with the doctor saying, like, we don't know why, nobody knows why, it's impossible to know why. So I'm going to let Nikki know, and I know she's helped a lot of women with endo, and I'm gonna see what she says and go from there. But for now, my throat feels like I swallowed a bunch of thumbtacks, so I'm gonna relax, have some lozenges, drink my tea, take my meds, and probably watch Bob's Burgers. So I'll go through it a little bit more and update you guys maybe tomorrow or the next day. Everything is good. No trauma this time. Thank goodness. I think that's it. Hey guys, I have joined the land of the living. I am back. I am feeling super good today. This is, I don't even know what day this is. Monday to, this is my 4th day. I only needed the painkillers for the first 2 days, almost not even that. When I got home from surgery, I was definitely taking it like exactly when I was supposed to take it, just because of the trauma from my last surgery. And then Saturday, I was a little more lenient with it. I wasn't sore at all, to be honest. The thing that was bothering me the most was my throat from like the breathing tube or whatever it is they put down your throat, and the air bubbles in my shoulders, because they pump your abdomen full of air so they can see everything, and then some of it doesn't come out and it like goes up to your shoulder blades, and that freaking hurt. Like, my shoulders were throbbing at night, and I was not expecting that. I also don't remember anything that I said in the previous clip. Basically the day that I got back from surgery is a little bit of a blur because of the anesthesia, so I'm probably gonna repeat myself, but I'm just gonna go over everything because I can't remember what I've already told you. So yeah, I don't need the painkillers right now. I haven't even taken a Tylenol since yesterday morning. The shoulder pain is gone. That only lasted like 3 days, I think. I think I had a little bit yesterday and then it's gone now. And my sore throat was better yesterday also. The laparoscopy, way better than just being cut right across your abdomen. I can't believe the difference in recovery. Like, I feel good to go today. Like, I think that I'm gonna go out and about today because I haven't really been out of the house. And last time I couldn't even eat for the first 3 days. Last time I was in the hospital for 4 days after. So big difference. I'm feeling good. The main thing that I want to update you guys on is that I've already gotten the date for my second surgery. So I think I mentioned it, but I'm just gonna go over it again. When I was coming out of anesthesia and I saw the surgeon, my gyno, she told me that my pelvis was a mess, and it's very fuzzy, but I do remember her going over everything. The surgery on Friday was supposed to be a cyst removal. They thought that I had one large cyst again in my right ovary, and it turns out that there was 3. The ovary is also so damaged that it damaged my fallopian tube. So basically the whole right side has to come out. And so because it's got to come out, they just drained the cysts so that I wasn't like peeing constantly and I didn't have the pain and the pressure. They didn't have time to remove it then. She did tell me before the surgery that if the ovary needed to come out, that she would take it that day, which I said, like, do it. But she said because it's a fallopian tube, it's going to be a lot longer of a surgery, and I believe that they only had the OR booked for 45 minutes, and the surgery is going to take about 2 hours. So that's why it wasn't all done at once, which is a bummer that I have to go back and go through it again. But at this point, I'm pretty much a pro, so I'll probably be even less nervous. the part I hate the most is just all the people that see me naked. Like, that's really gets to me. It like messes with my mind thinking about it the night before and like while I'm there. Like, I just hate that I am unconscious and naked for so many people to see. But yeah, so after she told me that my ovary and fallopian tube have to come out, she also told me that I have endometriosis. And I am not a doctor, but even as she was explaining it to me, I like felt deep down that that was not it. And even if it was it, I do believe that I can fix it. That's just my own personal belief. I know a lot of women suffer severely with endometriosis, and from my experiences and a lot of the research that I've done, I believe that a lot of it is a symptom of something else that you can heal. That's just my opinion. Nobody come for me for that. I feel deep down that that's not accurate, and I know I'm not a doctor, but this is just my thought process. So endo is a scar tissue problem from what I'm understanding. It can cause cysts. It also most likely causes infertility. Like, it's a serious thing for sure. But my problem is cysts. So my problem has been that my ovaries are not ovulating properly. I believe from the research I've done from working with a hormone practitioner that my estrogen is too high because I was put on the birth control pill at the age of like 13, and I was on it for 12 years. So my personal belief, if anything, is that it's PCOS. I don't quite believe that, but I thought, like, worst case scenario, it's PCOS. So there was no talk of scar tissue. I know I was coming off anesthesia, so I do have an appointment to go over everything with her October 30th. So I am going to do that, and I'm going to clarify everything that's a little bit fuzzy to me right now. But from the conversation, I do not remember her saying anything about scar tissue. I remember her saying that my pelvis was a mess and that I was full of cysts. The right side was too damaged, it can't function anymore, it has to come out. But that's like really all that she said before saying that I have endo. So it's just a little confusing to me. She also said that my left ovary is perfect. It works perfectly, it ovulates perfectly. And so that also seems off to me because from what I've read, endometriosis affects the whole thing and not just like a certain section. She also said that she didn't see it last year. So that is another kind of thing that sticks out in my head because endo is a gradual process. It's something that happens over several years, and I just can't understand how I would develop endometriosis within a year. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like I said, I'm working with a hormone practitioner. So I've sent away for a couple of tests, HTMA and a GI map. So I'm still waiting for those results. I'm crossing my fingers that they're here this week, but it's probably going to be the beginning of next week because I think it was 10 business days. They should show if I do have endometriosis. And then this is my other thought process. So if it turns out that I do have endo, I am actually not upset about it. I think that if it is endo, I'm perfectly fine with that diagnosis because it's a diagnosis. For the past 3 years, I've been told we have no answers. It just happens to some women. There's nothing that you can do about it. You have to go on birth control. And I don't like being told that something is not possible. I believe that there has to be an answer for everything. There has to be a root cause for everything. And at this point in my life, I don't believe in putting a band-aid on anything. I want to fix the problem where the problem is starting, which I'm pretty sure is in my gut, and the GI map will tell us that. So I think that if it turns out to be endo, I'm actually going to be perfectly fine with that because it's a place to start. It's somewhere to start. It's somewhere that I can say, okay, this is the diagnosis and this is the protocol and this is what I have to do. Endo is a lot of inflammation, so I already take turmeric. I made a fire cider last night. There's so many things that I personally believe that I can do to heal it and improve it. I, at this point, don't know if I want kids, but I definitely don't want the choice taken from me. And I just am very positive about the whole thing, which I think is the only way you can go about anything like this. But I have a feeling deep down that after this situation is done with, my right ovary is taken out, I truly believe that I am going to fix this problem. It's been a journey, that's for sure. I'm very appreciative of the people that are in my corner because it's been exhausting trying to advocate for myself and fight for myself. Anyway, that's where I'm at. That's what's happening with me. Today is October 17th, so I have a couple weeks before the consultation with her, and then I believe it's 4 weeks until the surgery. So I think I'm gonna end this video here, and then I will do a part 2 when the consultation happens and the second surgery comes around. I definitely want to update you guys on what the results are from the lab, but for now I'm just gonna say thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being on this journey with me and for all the support that I've gotten and the kind messages. I appreciate it so much, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.